really what I'm saying there is that I can draw in the way that you value. Hey, you made it. I have been waiting for you. Welcome back to my studio right here in Columbia, South Carolina. My name is Jen, and I have a confession to make. After 10 years of drawing and studying to draw realistic, I don't do it anymore. And I have to be honest, sometimes I can feel judged when I display my work, and I can just get this certain vibe from people that insinuates that what I'm doing is less mature than other art. And I feel the urge to say, but wait, I can actually draw, I promise. Really what I'm saying there is that I can draw in the way that you value. And it's that people-pleasing tendency coming up, the wanting approval, wanting to be liked. But honestly, the more that I make my comfy, cozy artwork and maintain the brand that I created almost 5 months ago now, the more I'm just in love with it. It feels like me. It feels like what I'm meant to create, and it leaves my heart feeling all warm and fuzzy. I'm here to talk about what caused me to learn realism in the first place, and then what caused me to stop doing it. So if you're new to my channel, hi, you can hit like if this is an interesting concept to you. You have yet to see if you like the video or not, you know, I don't know. Or you can subscribe, you know, it's all the same here. If it's all the same to you, I have my kitty Tazos in here somewhere to bribe you. I usually say subscribe to give Tazo a treat. Anyway, onto the video. So imagine spending 10 years of your life learning to do something and then just going, never mind. I guess it's just all part of the journey. Let me take you back to where I started drawing seriously every day, filling up sketchbooks every single month. And that was around 2016 when I was, 17, 18 years old is when that was rather rude. But I'll allow it because he has a cute face. He doesn't want to be picked up with. So let me take you back to 2016. I was about 17, 18 years old is when I first started selling my artwork to other people. And that's where I really started wanting to draw perfectly. I remember one of my first memories of I'm going to be an artist was a moment when I drew a picture and I brought it to my sister and I'm like, hey, do you like it? And almost always she'd be like, yeah, I love it. It's awesome. It's a 7-year-old's drawing. Who doesn't love it? But one time I brought it back to her and she said, I think the head's a little too big. Hold on. Please don't mess up my computer. I have my script up. I guess. Something in me went, I want to be good at this. I want to be good at drawing and painting. I want to be an artist. And so from then on, dedicated myself to make what I was drawing look exactly like the subject I was attempting to portray. And that kind of challenge drove me to be an artist. I wanted to be good at it. I wanted to conquer it. And I remember when I was in high school, I started going to art markets and people were responding to my work well, and I was like, ooh, this is some fun stuff. And of course, because I was at a magnet school for art, I was learning all the basics like proportions, anatomy, shading, all those kinds of fun rules for art. And I distinctly remember feeling like my reason for drawing was to get better, was to conquer it. Like the word conquer is really important to me when I think about why I was drawing realistically. And it continued that way through college, and I was still doing realism and such. It's often easier in that curriculum because they want you to draw realistically. They're like, oh, make it look exactly like it, so it's what I did. In a way, it was an attempt for me to prove myself to other people, to prove my skill, to feel important, to feel like I was worth being around because of this interesting and unique and superior skill that I had. It was an attempt through my people-pleasing nature to appeal to others. And so as I got older and started working on my people-pleasing tendencies, the need to prove myself through my art went down. And instead of drawing realism and seeing drawing as a reason for people to respect me, I began to respect myself. And as a result, my interest in what I was depicting, how I depicted it, also changed. Another important aspect whenever it comes to why I draw the way that I do and such is learning in art history class the way that paintings depict purpose and how artwork was meant to connect people with one another through that purpose. And as my art practice progressed, I just started to see, and this is completely personal journey, the purpose of this video is not to hate on people that do realism or to convince you not to do realism. It's just to share a perspective. Honestly, another purpose is to help viewers have a little bit more respect for artwork that maybe doesn't obviously depict, I don't want to say obviously depict skill, because if you're willing to put pen to paper, that's a skill. But anyway, I'll just get back on topic. Eventually, after drawing and drawing, I found realism for me to be too restricting. It was also too methodical whenever I started to discover abstract painting. My favorite part of a painting became the decision that an artist makes to include or exclude something from their view. When they look at what they're painting, they're like, I think I will make this blue instead of green, or I think I will I think I'll take this fork off the table of the still life that I'm drawing, or I think I'll add in something to the still life that I'm drawing. Like when I made this cute little cup portrait and I was like, I want to put a croissant on the table. And so I made a cute little croissant completely from my memory, and it became like this fun fantasy kind of place to exist. And it was no longer something to conquer. It was a friend to walk beside and a home to return to. And instead of being a tool to prove myself to others, it became a solace to return to when I was tired or sad or needed some way to express myself because I couldn't find the words yet. And painting is something that helped me find that. I began to love the playfulness that painting became whenever you can allow yourself to just be free and make whatever you want to make. Painting became a love letter to color, shape, and line. It became a question of how do I represent how an object feels over how it looks. And when you begin to abstract, the possibilities are endless. Endless searching, endless learning, endless experimentation. You can do anything, and that is both extremely, extremely cool and Tazo. And while all of those possibilities can be really, really cool, it can also be a little bit daunting and intimidating. For me, it's a larger landscape. It's a larger arena to play within. It is fantasy, imagination that walks back and forth between reality and a daydream. And it's an area that just is a very fun place to be in. Imagine if this is reality and this is abstraction, and you just kind of walk in between, like, do I want to be more abstract? Do I want to look more like it? Oh, I look too much like it. Let's walk back this way. Oh, that looks too far away. Let's go back. It's just it's a fun dance to be in, and it's just something that I absolutely love. So this is a love letter to cozy art, to abstract painters that might not feel the most understood by their audience, to making more of it, to sharing more of it. And speaking of sharing, if you like this video at all, because by now you might know, you can share it with a friend and keep the conversation going. You can also like this video, subscribe, all those fun things. You can find me on Instagram or visit my website, but if you want to know the absolute most valuable way to support me in my art practice, it's actually by joining my email list. So you can do that in the description there. My email list is just the most comfortable area for me to keep in touch with our little art community. And I would just be so touched if you wanted to join. And as always, spending any amount of time here on my art channel with me is such a gift. I really do consider it a gift, and for that, this humble artist says thank you. I gotta show you Tazo. You can't leave not having seen Tazo. My camera won't focus because of the light behind him. Oh, your baby! My baby Tazo!